believer in the God of the Bible, the Torah, or the Quran, and you have evidence that God is good, and also we're going to follow TikTok terms of service, so you have to be at least 18. I know there's some people on the YouTube side that you don't have to be 18 to get up on a live, but on this one you do, because we got to follow TikTok terms of service so we don't get shut down. So you have to be 18, be a believer in the God of the Bible, the Torah, the Quran, and then have evidence that God is good. We want to talk to you, man. So I don't know about you, but I call myself a non-resistant non-believer in that sense. Like, if you show me evidence that this God is good or this God is real, well, I'm going to believe it. I mean, like, I'd be stupid not to, right? Like, I wouldn't just deny it. But that's the whole thing. Yeah, we got to have evidence, though. That's just it. We got to have evidence. And
yeah, exactly. It's like, if you, I've always told people, like, if God is all powerful, this should be very, very trivial. You know what I mean? It's not really hard to because I've always said because people I've always gotten from Christians or even Muslims on what would it take for me to believe, and I've always said the same exact thing: give everybody at the same time in their own language the road to Damascus experience.
Yep.
Because Paul on the road to Damascus, he wasn't seeking God at all. He wasn't seeking Jesus. He wasn't doing any of that. Jesus just popped to him in the sky and said to him in Greek, "Why are you persecuting me?
Yeah, exactly.
I am Jesus." You know what I mean? Just appeared to him in his own language. Jesus didn't speak Greek. He spoke Aramaic. You know what I mean? So he appeared to Paul within his own language. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And then once that happened, Paul converted. So if that story is true, just give that to everybody. Everybody who's living in Japan, everybody who's living in the United States, everybody who's living in some village in the Congo.
That's a great way to put it, yeah.
Exactly. Give it to everybody in their own language at the same time, and everyone survives. You know what I mean? Because even if someone were to say, "Oh, that was, aliens or some shit," why did the aliens choose that particular one? There would have to be a reason.
Yeah.
Right? So at that point, I'll be like, okay, I'm like 99.9% sure that's the right one. You know what I mean? Because even the aliens who you said put it in my brain, they chose that one. You know what I'm saying? So exactly. It has to be probably the right one. Now, would I worship it? That's a
whole different question. Yeah, but we got to get to the existence part first. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you can't worship something you don't know exists, and that's the part. Yeah, that's the part I say. Lately I've been saying it like this. I'm saying like, okay, your mom is real, right? And so give me the reasons why your mom is real. And they'll tell you, oh, well, she tells me she loves me. She and I talk every week. She made dinner for me the other day. She did this, she did that. I'm like, okay, it's that simple. So you rattle out all these reasons that your mom is real. And so what if I said to you, I don't believe it? Like, you think I'm crazy, right? But now if you kind of parse that over and put that to God, well, there should be these same reasons that, like, God, because what you're talking about is presence. Your mom is present. She calls you every week. She sends you emails. She tells you she loves you. She makes you dinner. God should be doing those same things. And, we shouldn't have to do all these mental gymnastics to get to God is real. Shouldn't have to do that. Or God is good. Shouldn't have to do any of that stuff. It should be easy. Boom, boom, boom. Should be obvious. And I think that's what you're alluding to. It should be obvious that this God is real or good or whatever. Yep. Totally agree.
When I was deconstructing, I saw a lot of videos like that. I was like, a lot of people were, because I was at that point where, I kind of still believed in, I saw a video that pointed out exactly that. This should be as trivial as, looking at the moon, just pointing out to it at the proper time at night. You know what I mean? And just say, yo, there it is. I don't have to convince you that the moon exists. There it is right there. And even if, like, for some reason we couldn't see a moon in our sky, let's say we grew up in a planet that was shrouded in darkness all the time and always had clouds around it. Even if there was a moon there, we can detect it through, like, the gravity, right? The tides and stuff like that. There'll be a way to detect the moon. You know what I mean? So we should be able to do the same thing to a God, but we never can. So what's up with that? We have to. The other things we got to think of. And one thing that I've heard from theists a lot is that we can't detect a God that way. So and I'm like, if we can't do that, then what exactly are we believing here? Exactly. And if it gets down to faith, just like how your your screen name says trust but verify, because faith is trust, but can we do the second part?
Exactly.
Can we verify it?
Can we verify it? Yeah.
Yeah, we can't. We can't, you know. So it's like faith is not really a good pathway to get there, is it?
Nope. And if you use faith, congratulations, you've just verified every religion and every belief out there, because every one of them uses faith. So that means Hindus are true. Hindus have the true religion. Buddhists have the true religion. You know, everybody does.
Yeah, exactly. I've always said the exact same. I've always said the exact same thing. Is like, all right. So if that's the case, what makes your religion any different from the Hindus? And you know, I told him, I'm like, hey, I'm Haitian, so my grandmother practiced, you know, Haitian voodoo, and during the revolution, that's what they did. They did Haitian voodoo, and according to the prophet of, you know, Haitian voodoo, he said that if we trust in our ancient African gods, we will win this revolution, and they did win the revolution.
They did.
So
that must make it true.
That must make it true. You know what I mean?
I guess it's true. Then why aren't we all Haitian and, you know, and worshiping and doing voodoo? Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. I kind of do that to them all the time. I was like, hey, do you believe that? Because, you know,
that's voodoo dope. I like that.
Exactly.
You got the voodoo angle, man. That's a nice little thing.
Yeah. You know, I get with them with that. I've actually have gotten some to say that, yes, that will make it true. And I'm like, all right, cool. Go ahead and, you know, buy a plane ticket to Port-au-Prince. I'll meet you over there. We'll go into the mountains. I'll call my aunt. You know what I mean? I'll call up my aunt. We'll get a goat. We'll sacrifice it, and boom, you're indoctrinated.
Boom, there you go. Congratulations. Now you practice voodoo.
Well, congratulations.
Right on, man. We got a guest in the queue, so let's bring him up. Awesome. Right on, man.
Awesome.
All right. See, I think it's Salathiel. How you doing?
What's going on, bro?
Hey, I'm doing well. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm alive. Well, so
okay. Well, you're on.
Really can't complain.
All right, you're on here with me and Volcy. So, first of all, we got to take care of TikTok business. How old are you?
Oh, me, I'm 44.
Okay, very good. And which God do you believe in?
I believe in, I guess you would have to say, the Christian God.
Okay, all right. And then what's your best evidence that this God is good?
Oh, what's my best evidence that he is good?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess the fact that instead of not creating life and all of us that's here, that he did.
Okay, so he created life. And what's to stop an evil God from just creating everything that we see?
What's to stop him?
Yeah. Why wouldn't an evil God do that?
Well, I guess nothing. I mean, you know, to like fairly answer the question, you know.
That's honest. I appreciate that. Okay. You know? So then creation then isn't really a reason to demonstrate that God is good. Because like if an evil God could do that and there's nothing really stopping him, then it could have been an evil God that created all this, right?
The reason why I would say that it's a good thing, because I would have a rather experienced love and compassion and, you know, the emotions that I have felt. Mm-hmm. All of them wasn't good. You know, I'll be honest with you. I'm going through a lot right now. You know, like
sorry
right now I'm going through it, but it's okay, bro. But I would have to say that life is this beautiful, ugly mystery too at the same time.
I agree with that. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. There's a lot of wonder, a lot of things we don't know.
Absolutely.
A lot of ugly things, a lot of beautiful things. I'm with you on that.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to understand though how that shows that God is good. That's the part I'm trying to understand.
How does it show that he's good?
Yeah.
I mean, I look at it like an animal, say a wild animal, right? Mm-hmm. I can't say that animal is good. I can't say that animal is bad. I can just say that it's an animal and its life basically just goes off of pure instinct, pure survival. Mm-hmm. and that's what it is. But when I look at us as humans, I feel that God has to be good because of the goodness that I see some of us humans producing towards each other, towards humanity, towards animals, towards the world. Some people, you see the love in humans with other humans. Like, everybody don't have a good mom or dad, but for some of us that had good parents, that's a love that is sort of unexplainable. Some of us have met strangers that it's like this. And another thing, this thing that we call love, from my experience in 44 years, it's the strongest emotion that we can give to another human being. Yes, we have good. Yes, we have evil, but that's what's drawing me to God, has to be in good. Now, from my understanding, is God, can he do evil? Absolutely.
Okay.
So can I ask you a question real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, jump in.
Yes, sir.
The first thing that I would ask when TrustbutVerify asks you what's your best evidence that that God is good and everything like that he created, the question that I would ask is that how do we even know this God exists in the first place? And everything that you just said, my second question would be everything that you just said about love and togetherness and community. I agree with you, right? Like, my culture is very, very communal. We love family and everything like that. It's very, very important to us. But we can do these things without believing in a God, can't we?
Oh, absolutely. See, that's the thing. It's like, okay, so let me answer your first question. A lot of people ask that question, how do we know? From my understanding and my observation, number one, how I have been taught that the world and humans have came about, to me, it doesn't sit right. The Big Bang Theory, just, everything out of nothing, or an explosion that creates so much order. I can't get with that.
Can I clarify something real quick?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the Big Bang wasn't an explosion. It was a rapid expansion. And the difference between the two, are you aware of the difference between an explosion and an expansion?
The quantum fluctuation was expanded, so-called, and here we have it. I guess all of us, life itself.
Okay. Well, what they think is that it was in a hot, dense, like everything was in a hot, dense state, right? And if you ever made Jiffy popcorn, what happens when things get hot? Boom, it expands, right? And, popcorn pops, the thing grows big, and that's what an expansion is. But the thing is that with an explosion, you need space, and there wasn't any space. It was an expansion of everything, including space. So that's how we know it's not an explosion, but an expansion. And the reason that's important is because when you're talking about an expansion like that, that's how we know. That's why every objects are in space are moving further away from each other and all that stuff. That's how we know that. You're
saying we know, but to be fair, whenever somebody even attempts to explain the Big Bang, they are talking about something that's 4.4 billion whatever years.
Yeah, at least 13.8 billion years ago. Yeah.
To be fair, I think that you're being unfair to say that we know.
Okay, so for the sake of the conversation, I'll change it just a little bit. The evidence that we have strongly suggests what happened, right? And I think the difference is where I was going with this is that this is the evidence that we have, and that's what it shows, right? And so then, kind of going back to what Volcy was saying, what evidence do you have then that God did all this versus, the Big Bang occurring?
Well, first and foremost, I wish I could like switch off so I can get my a Catholic priest. If you ever, whenever this is over with, or you got another a phone or anything, if a Catholic priest actually made up the whole
Big Bang,
theory.
yeah.
Oh yeah, discovered.
Remember,
yeah.
Catholic priest, George
keyword.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, keyword. This is a theory. So
Sal, let me interrupt just real quick. Because this is something that happens a lot, right? When it comes to science, theory doesn't mean what we mean when we say theory in everyday language. In science, theory is completely different. Like you've heard that before, right? Like when scientists use theory, yeah, exactly. So when usually when people say, when they point out, it's a theory, we're not talking about like random guesses or conjecture. In science, theory has to have evidence behind it. That's how it becomes a theory. Like a scientific law is something that we observe, and a theory explains why the thing happens. Yeah, I mean, like
bingo. So, yeah, exactly. So again, even if when I go over the Big Bang with people, quantum fluctuation will have to equal what Christians call God, because
why so?
Like you just said, there's laws to this, there's laws to that, right? What is a law? It's instructions, bro. It's not just something that just spontaneously happen.
Well, it's different. But law in this sense is different than like legal law. Sorry, Paul.
Okay, but
go ahead.
I hear you, big bro.
I was gonna say the same thing. Like law. Like I was gonna say the same thing. Like when we use law in a legal sense, yeah, we're talking about people who decided that this would be the thing that we follow in our society. But law in a scientific sense is something that just is. Like this is phenomena that we observe, and it just is. It's not something that was given to anybody.
And it doesn't change.
So do you agree that for us, both of you guys sound like you're melanated brothers, right? Dark skin, or you have melanin?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
yeah, that's fair.
I got that melanin.
Okay,
he got
it. I got that nice. Melanin.
Yeah, he's got the shine too.
Okay, so I'm a dark skin brother myself. So my thing is, even when we looking at the sun, like we have a natural sunblock from the UV rays. Like it's natural. Like we literally absorb the rays from the sun, and it actually does something to our body, our pineal glands, and all of that. Like that had to happen by thought. That had to happen by intent. When you look at the earth, regardless of what the pharmaceutical companies teach us and show us and tell us, there are plants here and so many variety of things natural to this earth that naturally heals us.
Okay.
So basically what I'm saying is, how do you feel that all of that could just happen by a non-thought or just a chance? Like,
we don't think it happened by chance, because like what he was saying is that there are laws that govern this, but it's not anyone gave the laws, it's the laws that we discovered. And like I was saying, it's how reality works every time, like the laws of physics, for example, right? So like with gravity, like if I take this candy, and by the way, if anyone doesn't eat Unreals, you're just missing out. These are amazing. So if I drop this 1,000 times, it's going to fall 1,000 times, right? Right. Every time. That's the law. That's why it's called the law of gravity, because it happens every time that this happens.
See, but now I feel like you guys are trying to use science, so-called, to prove, like, okay.
Not prove God doesn't exist. No, nothing like that. Nothing like that.
So
what we're saying, though, is that this is how we see reality operate, right? Just things like that. And that's what the laws of physics are, is that it happens, expected to happen every way, every time. Now, when you're talking about things like how we got melanin, how the three of us got melanin, yeah, I see what you're saying about that. But then I think of something like this. why is it then like you know how long the longest that humans can go, actually just about every animal can go without water. How long is that?
I think it's a little bit over 2 weeks.
3 days.
3 days.
Okay.
Takes 3 days. Okay.
So when you say water, do you mean like liquid,
drinking water?
Period?
Drinking water. Yeah.
Okay.
Drinking water. Okay. So we got to have water for, we can go a max of 3 days without water, right?
Okay.
So, so there's that. And then the earth is covered with about 70% water, right? About 70% water, earth is covered with it. And, but the problem is that 98% of that 70% is all ocean water. Can't drink it.
Absolutely.
Right? So that leaves 2%. And then out of that 2% that is fresh water, a lot of it has impurities, you know, it's got bacteria, it's dirty. And so what it comes down to.
Can we be fair and say that wasn't always the case though?
Well, we don't know that. Like, how do you know that? That it was more than 2%.
If we right here in the year so-called 2026, I mean, people had to been drinking fresh water for a long time and survived off of it, right? Well,
here's the thing. You would also agree, because where I'm going with this is that it's because we're still at 98%, but out of that 2% that's fresh, a lot of it we can't drink because it's either dirty or contaminated or whatever, right? So that leaves about 99.999% of all the water in this world, on this earth, we can't drink. That leaves about 0.0001% for us and all the animals on the earth. Why would a God make it so that we need water at least every 3 days, put us on a planet with 70% water, and we can't drink over 99% of it? How does that make sense?
Well, again, I feel that 99.9% of Earth problems are caused by other human beings.
Okay. And so when we have evidence then of droughts happening before we even walk the planet, so we didn't cause that. And it's because it just stopped raining for whatever reason, because we need rain in order to drink this fresh water, right? And so we have fossil records of animals just dying because of droughts. So again, how does that even make sense? Like, wouldn't you, if you were a maker, wouldn't you either make it so that we can go months without water, or if we can only go 3 days, give us enough water so that we don't ever have to go thirsty and die of thirst? Doesn't that make more sense? Did we lose you, Sal?
You still there, Sal? He might be on the call.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, sometimes that happens. Sometimes they get on the call.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to the melanated and the skin thing, I was gonna say, like, a lot of times that's well, not even a lot of times, what we found out is that's all just tied to environment. You know what I mean? Like the farther away you are from the equator, the lighter your skin is, the closer you are, darker your skin is, because we protect from UV rays. But even now, like, it's not like melanated people can't catch skin cancer. We still can get sunburn and catch skin cancer. Yeah, I mean, so we should still wear sunscreen, y'all. Like, it's we're not 100% protected from skin cancer and the negative effects of the sun. It just takes a lot harder for it to happen. You know what I mean? Like, for Black folks, for us to get sunburned, we have to jump in and out of the salt water multiple times, and then we're gonna get sunburned. You know what I mean? But other than that, it can still happen. You there, Sal, still? You're on mute, Trust. I don't think I heard you.
I was chewing. I didn't want to chew in the microphone. But
there we go.
Yeah. But you there, Sal? I think he still might be away. He might be having connection problems or something, because I saw him.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there he goes. Yeah. Okay. We can't hear you, Sal. Just FYI, we can't hear you. We see you, just can't hear you.
We see you, but we can't hear you.
We kind of see you, actually.
Yeah, I think it's because he's connected to his car.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah, sometimes that happens when you connect to the car. That happens. But yeah, when it comes to all that, when it comes to like looking at our planet, like into your drought point, There's also monsoon season. You know what I mean? So there are times where we get too little water, and there are times where it's way too much.
It's too much. Exactly. That was the other. Yeah, that's the other half of it. Okay, he dropped.
Yeah.
So it sounds like he had a connection problem. But
connection issue. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look, he requested back up. So I think.
Okay, cool.
Okay, let's see.
You there, Sal? Right.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. My bad. Somebody called through my phone.
Oh no, it's all good.
Totally wouldn't let me get back on.
It's all good.
So okay.
Did you hear my question?
Go ahead. You can repeat it. I was trying to get back on.
Okay. The question is, if it's only, wouldn't it be better for a creator? If I was a maker, wouldn't it be better to either let it, the way the conditions of the earth are right now, to either let us go, if we had only 3 days to drink water, to give us more water, access to more water, or let us go months without water, weeks, months, maybe even a year without water? Wouldn't that make more sense than just to have us only go 3 days and then over 99% of the water we can't drink?
Well, you know what, bro? My best answer for that, and this is something that I have observed in my own life, is that sometimes bad things happen to good people and sometimes good things happen to bad people. I can't really, I can't defend that because
that's fair. That's honest.
Like the scripture, right? In Isaiah, it says that, it says, I am God. He said, I create good. I create evil. He said, I do all of these things.
Isaiah 45:7. Yep.
Right. Yep. Boom. Right. So I questioned that before.
That's fair.
I said, wow. I said,
that's okay.
Yeah.
But then that makes you wonder then because if this God has the power to give us enough water to drink, and then Volcy was saying when you had a little bit of connection problem was that, the melanin we have is we still can get skin cancer, right? We're more tolerant of the sun, but we're not immune from the sun. Yeah, we're not completely immune, right? So then that actually invites another question: is why would God put a big flaming ball of gas in the sky that can give us radiation and gives us cancer? You see what I mean? We have an increased resistance to it, but we're not immune from it. And so then why would God do that? You see what I mean? That doesn't make sense. If he loves us and he's a good God, why would he put something that can kill us in the sky and then not give us enough water?
Well, can it kill us?
Yes.
Absolutely. I mean, the sun.
It does. It does.
It does, yeah. It takes away from our cells every day. We get vitamin D, but we also
again, right. You guys make me feel like I listen to Neil deGrasse Tyson. It's no, I'm serious. I'm serious.
A compliment. Right? That's a compliment. Okay.
Y'all can point out everything that you don't understand about the human body or God and say, well, this is a character flaw. But look how much things we can survive. Look,
sure.
I mean, you can get a liver removed.
Absolutely.
There's people walking around with a half a brain, a half a heart.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Even you got people. I seen this guy. He got struck by lightning and actually was able to play a piano and speak other languages and stuff like that. The brain, the mind itself, bro. Come on now. The supercomputer that we got in our head.
With you on all that. Yep.
So it's again, emotions, right? These are, and I'm going to use this word, these are spiritual things that we feel. We can't see them. We can't put them in a glass or anything. But guess what we can do? We can actually manifest them in the physical.
Well, so I would say this, right? Because there's actually been research and experiments on this, and we found out that emotions are something physical that come from your brain because neuroscience, the amygdala, neuroscientists have actually been able to shock and poke certain parts of someone's brain, not with a jabby stick or whatever, but hold on, not with a jabby stick, but with electronic waves, stimulate the part of the brain that controls certain emotions, and the person actually has that emotion out of nowhere, for anger, for love, for fear, those are controlled by certain parts of your brain.
Yep.
And then
But
when
what I'm saying is, bro,
Mhm.
I understand exactly what you're saying, but with every emotion is a non-physical movie
right,
that
so
a human has in his brain before they
I got you,
even manifest that.
right. So I got you. But what I would say is like, how exactly do you get there to know that's the case, right? Because for all the research that we have when it comes to consciousness, our brain, it all evidence points to it being you're in your brain like an emergent property of neurons and gray matter, et cetera, like all that is an emergent property of your brain. We don't have anything to show that it's something else coming in, right?
But
so what evidence do we have? What evidence should we have to suggest that it's what you're saying is not a physical process?
Yeah.
But even when you're saying about neurons and look at our cells, period, and look at the code that our DNA holds, like this is like a software. Like, how can all of this information just be without a thought is what I'm saying. Like, you know, I hear you with the Big Bang thing, and I'm not even gonna ask you what your origin of human is, you know, because if you believe in the Big Bang, I'm pretty sure you believe in the other things we were taught. But I mean, I can't buy it. It's what I've been taught. I know that that's the knowledge of the world, but like,
I got a question for you. Go ahead and finish what you said. I got a question though.
Yeah, I was gonna have a question as well, but go ahead, Trust.
All right. My question is to you, Sal, is what do you think it would look like if it wasn't a God-made world? What would humans look like? What would animals look like? You know, what would it look like to you?
Wow, that's a very good question. I think it'd be out of order. Everything, like I think that man, cause just hear me out real fast. Every animal from the smallest insect to the biggest elephant has its purpose on Earth. So like we can't say an elephant is not here for nothing. We can't say an ant is not here for nothing. We know we know that we are here for a reason. So if you talking about a world that was created without a purpose or without an intent, I think it'd be total chaos and disorder.
Okay. Go ahead, Volcy.
I mean, I was gonna say that sounds a lot like now, because if you look at our ecosystems, they're pretty chaotic. But what I was going to ask, right, is that you were saying that you don't, in your words, you don't buy it. You don't buy the Big Bang.
Like you just said, everything is out of order, and that is false, bro.
Hold on. So let me just finish. Let me finish my question. All right. So you were saying that you don't, in your words, you don't buy it. When it comes to the Big Bang, when it comes to evolution, you don't, quote unquote, you don't buy it.
Not at all.
But the thing is, then I would ask, what is actually your explanation then? Because the explanation that we have for biology, for human beings, for the universe is all natural explanations, and we have, you know, we have evidence in the geological record, in genetics, and biology, and cosmology. We have mountains of data to show that this is most likely the case, and you're just saying that, oh, I don't buy it. Like the way, let me just point this out, right?
Yeah.
The way that you're even talking to us right now is through GPS technology, through trigonometry, through physics, through radiometrics,
math is
all of these things, right? Yeah, but like you know, physics and geometrics and all that other good stuff, like these are all have mountains of data, right? So how are you accepting that, you know, information that's tied to beams of light flies into space and comes down to your phone? You're able to buy that, which kind of sounds like magic, tell you the truth. But, you know, human beings evolving from prior organisms is something that you can't believe.
It's too far. Too much.
Like,
yeah.
Why is that too far?
Yeah.
Well, like Steve Hawkins said, humans are just scum, you know, that's put together with material matter, and voila. Like, I'm not, no, of course I can't buy that, bro. Like, look at how intelligent the human is. Like you just said, physics and all of these things. And see, that's another thing. You have pseudoscience and you have science. So everything that you just said, right? That's real science that can be observed, that can be tested. Man coming from an ape-like ancestor, that's pseudoscience. That is not
right. So
that's
when you
not
say
pure science, that's
Sal, when you say that pseudoscience, what evidence do you have that that's the case? Because one thing that I can bring to you, right, to demonstrate what I'm talking about. Like, for example, you have 5 fingers, right? You have your hands, you have 5 fingers. You also have a thumb, correct? And that thumb has a fingerprint, correct? All right. There are only a few other creatures that have all three of those things in combination. That's humans, chimpanzees, bonobos, orangutans, gorillas, and capuchins. Those are really and I think baboons too. Those are really the only creatures on this planet that have those things in common: 5 fingers, a thumb, and a fingerprint. Some animals have thumbs, but they don't have fingerprints. Some animals have fingers, but they don't have thumbs. So all us as the primates, we have all these in common. If we were not related, how else will you explain that?
Well, when you look at the DNA, we share just as much as DNA as a banana. We
60%.
share just as much as DNA as a mouse.
80%.
80%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So with that being said,
that proves my point, bro.
Yeah, that actually proves his point.
Whoa. Listen. If you want to believe, right, like that, you're part ape-like, then that's like, I really can't really argue with you with that. The only thing I would say is, why aren't we living in a planet of the apes? Like, when does that start?
We are.
We are.
Because we are apes.
No.
Because we're apes. All right, but Sal, I think you kind of understood what I'm saying. Our morphology, our skeletal structure, bipedal with 5 fingers and 10 toes, et cetera. With 10 fingers and thumbs and 10 toes, and standing upright and bipedal, and the way that our hips are shaped, our eyes forward, our nose is down, stuff like that, our ears outward. All of those we share with all the other apes, because gorillas are apes, chimpanzees are apes, bonobos are apes, baboons are apes, etc. We all share those things,
so
right?
Do you agree that?
Yep.
Our entire skeletal structure is the same. Like, for example, when you see a house cat, having the same skeletal structure as a lion, right? Because lions are big cats, and our house cats, the one we have as pets, are small cats. They're domesticated. No one would say that those two things are not related. We know that lions and domesticated cats are related. So is it so hard to believe? And they're related through their skeletal structure. So why is it so hard to believe that we're related to other primates through our skeletal structure? Why is that hard to believe?
Humans, because, what's stopping the code from us making these ape-like ancestors, and what code is stopping them from making humans then? Like, what's stopping them?
Last question, and then I got to do the kickball. Go ahead.
If we all derive from the same,
I'm gonna start the kickball.
If we all derive from the same common ancestor, and humans been on Earth for a pretty long time now, what's stopping us or them from creating us, or us from reproducing and creating them? What's stopping it?
I'm sorry, man. I'm really trying to understand what you're asking. You're asking.
Do you understand what I'm saying, bro?
Not at all. So you're
saying if we come from the same common ape-like ancestor, what is stopping them when they procreate from making a human, and what stops humans when we procreate from making another common ape-like ancestor? What's stopping it?
Millions of years.
So Sal, yeah, not only millions of years, but Sal, that's like asking, when you like have fun time, I have to say it like that because of TikTok for services, but when you have fun time with your lady and your kids are born, how come you didn't recreate your grandfather? That makes no sense.
No, my grandfather is another human being, bro.
Right, exactly.
This is another human.
So right. So exactly that's what I'm saying. Why? When we reproduce, why would we create something that we came from? That won't make sense.
Yeah,
because
we have
a law. Because our DNA has a law, and it has instructions, and it has a code.
Right. Sal, hold on. I don't think you understand my point.
Hold on.
I don't think you understand my point.
Humans only create humans.
Right, I got you. Sal,
only create apes.
But Sal, humans are in the ape family. You have to understand that. Number one, we're in the ape family. There's no way to deny that we're not, because all organisms on this planet are set up to be in certain families, right? Humans are in the ape family. We are apes. But the second thing that I'm trying to say is that when you say, how come when we reproduce, we don't create another ape? Number one, we do. But why would we create an ape ancestor that died millions of years ago? That makes no sense. Of course,
I said an ape like. It can be. It don't have to be. It could be a brand new baby born ape, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay,
so this is what I want you to understand.
Hold up. I gotta jump in. Sorry,
real quick.
No, I gotta jump in. I gotta jump in. Sorry, I gotta jump in because I did the kick poll and everybody voted to move on to the next guest, so we gotta move on.
Okay.
All right. Hey, but come on back. Come back another day though, Sal. We'll pick it up. We'll pick it up where we leave off.
Take it easy, man.
All right, man. Have a good one.
I appreciate you.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a good point you were making. You know. Yeah, and when you think about it, it makes sense, because if you, like you were saying, if he's saying, well, why can't, we just make another ape, or an ape make a human? That's just the same as saying, well, you might as well just be able to create your grandparents or your grandfather. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it makes no sense. Yeah,
that makes no sense at all.
It makes no sense at all.
I want to tell him that because I see where his misunderstanding was coming from.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that evolution is, number one, a ladder. And number two, it works like, an organism just creates a whole new organism. But evolution is populations, not, one-to-one, basically.
Exactly.
That's, a lot of folks don't really understand evolution that way.
Yeah.
I wanted to tell them that, but, kick poll, it's all good and well. I appreciate
it. Yeah. You gotta do what the chat says. All right. So we got one more. I got to go pick up my daughter after this one, but we got one more. We got one more in the guest queue. So, all right, let's ping up user bling bling. And we'll squeeze this one out. How's it going, user bling bling? How you doing?
I was in the middle. Yeah, let me finish chewing. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah. Take a minute.
All good.
Yeah. All good, man. You got to eat.
Oh yeah. What's up, man?
Hey, we're doing well. How old are you, by the way? You 38?
Oh yeah, no problem.
Okay.
32.
32. Okay. And which God do you believe in?
Catholic.
God. Okay. Catholic God. Yeah. All right. And what is the best evidence that God is good?
God is good all the time. That's something you just say. But
I remember saying that. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I remember saying that God is good all the time. But
all the time, God is good.
All the time. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. The best evidence that I could get is just that we're alive.
We're live?
Yeah.
Okay. That's kind of like where the last guy started. And so.
Oh, really? Actually, I was in the middle between your last guest. I could listen to you guys talk forever. That was a pretty good talk.
Oh, appreciate that. All right. Well, Volcy, I'll let you go. I'll let you start this one, Volcy. Go ahead.
One quick thing, motherfucker. I wanted to say, cause I've been to a lot of lives, and you guys are the I've seen you. You're probably the first one I've seen where there's a lot of lives about debating about religion and all that. You're probably one of the most respectful ones I know.
Try to be. Yeah, thanks. Appreciate that.
And a lot of them are pretty. It gets really heated and trash talking really fast. And actually, even on our side too, you made me realize that sometimes we get a lot of really defensive and angry that we get our points taken down and stuff like that. And I think that's
yeah.
It makes me see both sides of I haven't seen all of your lives, but for what I've seen, it's really respectful. I appreciate that. It's really cool that it's not hateful, rhetoric. You guys are having a conversation.
Well, I appreciate that.
Awesome.
Cool. All right. So what evidence do you have that God is good? You said he's alive, but you want to roll with that?
That's my evidence.
Yeah, Bling. I'm sorry. Did you say that we're alive or that God is alive? We're alive. Okay. Yeah. So us being alive, I don't think that means that God is good, because before we even get that God is good, I want to know that one exists first. But us being alive, let's say if we just for the sake of argument that one exists, right? Us being alive won't necessarily make it good, because you can still be alive and still live a horrid life and have lots of horrible things happen to you because of something else, right? So us being alive, but living in this type of reality that we live in, you know, with natural disasters, with the president that we have right now, doesn't necessarily mean that the God is good if all that is happening within their will, right?
No, you're right. Okay. But I would say all the bad stuff that's happening is probably something that we're doing to ourselves, and not God. It's like I don't know, someone who has like a terrible life.
I got you. I understand. But now, what I would say to that is I would think about unnecessary suffering. And what I mean by unnecessary suffering, I'm talking about like, you know, children born with bone cancer. You know what I mean? Like, that's not something they did to themselves. You know what I mean? Or, you know, children who have to deal with Epstein people. Like, that's not something they did to themselves. You know what I'm saying? So like when we talk about like bad things that are happening towards, and we do things to ourselves, I do agree that many of the bad things that do happen, we've done to ourselves. I could agree with that, right? But there are people who have done absolutely nothing and horrid things happen to them. That doesn't really explain, free will or God just letting things happen because we did it to ourselves.
I would agree with I wouldn't agree with the Epstein thing, because I think that's the same thing as like evil, like we're doing, like someone evil is doing something to you, you know. But I guess with the baby one, like, you know, we're born with defects or diseases and stuff like that. Yeah, that's definitely like, you know, like unfair and stuff like that. And like, you would think like, what kind of God would do this in life, right? It's not fair for. But I would say like, if you like actually believe in God and like, you know, what's the saying? Like, he has a plan for everybody. But I would say two things. One, like us being like not all of them, but like, if you know a child with cancer, or born like a little baby born with like a disease or defect or bone disease or something like that, I would think like that, like sometimes I think it's like like we're poisoning our world, and like, well, you know, when we have like a child of like a mom or something, like there's like, the companies are poisoning the world and the stuff that we're eating and like consuming, and like even like the air we're breathing is being like chemically fogged and stuff like that we don't know of. And like I would again like use that as like like, oh, like we're doing this to ourselves, right? And then on top of that, the other one is like, you know, like maybe like you're living in like a free like smoking zone and no chemicals, and like nobody's poisoning the food and the water's clean, right? And you still have a birth defect, right? Or something, or maybe like the baby isn't gonna live long or something, right? Then you would think, okay, why is God still doing this thing here? And
right.
My answer to that would be like, you're gonna meet that child in heaven, and you have to like, if you actually believe in God and you believe he has a kingdom, and like you're gonna meet that child in heaven. And this is not the only life we're gonna live. There's a life after this.
Right, gotcha.
So like you can't like
Gotcha. Gotcha. I understand. Now, if that's the case, there was no point of that child being born then, because if they're going to live, suffering, like a baby who's born with cancer is going to live suffering for 6 months and then pass away, there was no point of letting that child go through that suffering. Even if they live 8 years and pass away, there was no point of that. How come just not have them be born in heaven in the first place?
The point is, this is not the only life that we're living, so you're not gonna forget that shit. Like, yeah, if it, it's gonna, as soon as it like, passes away, it's going straight to heaven.
Right, but that was still unnecessary. Why not just take it straight to heaven instead of it being born and suffering?
So with that, I would say suffering is a part of like what our lives at the moment. Well, and like in the Catholic sort of way.
Right, suffering is a part of life. Yeah, I get that. I was, my grandmother was Catholic. You know, I mean, Haiti is like 80% Catholic, so yeah, they teach that all the time.
Yeah,
but like, yeah, so I understand that suffering is part of life, et cetera, et cetera. But the thing is, like, I understand that as a person that I'm in my late 30s, I'm gonna go through trauma. And
crying.
I got you.
It's all good.
All good. I'm gonna go through trauma and some,
right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go through some trauma and my suffering in my life. But the thing is that there are things in life where the suffering is not needed, is unnecessary. Why do we need that type of suffering?
When
like
we get
why
traumatized and like
exactly like babies born like babies
and stuff.
It's like babies born with cancer or children having to deal with PDF files. What is the point of that suffering? Because it seems completely unnecessary to happen.
Wait. So with the I kind of explained already. You know what I mean? Where it's just like it's.
This is not the only life to live. Yeah, I get it. This is not the only life to live, but it still doesn't explain why that was necessary.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's the part we're focused on, the necessary part. Yeah.
Like the religion part of it, of like, here's the backstory of like why we're living in this suffering world and stuff like that. And like, you would have to like, believe in like the stories of like, what the Bible says and
Adam and Eve and all that other good stuff.
Yeah.
So so that goes back to so because we're just giving that God exists, right? So it all goes back to, if you're gonna say it goes back to that, now we have to really scrutinize those stories. Like, how do we know those stories are actually true? Like, with Adam and Eve and Jonah and the well and Noah's Ark and everything we see in Genesis and Exodus. If we go back and analyze it, we find out that a lot of this stuff has no type of evidence behind it, and it's probably not even true. Like, Adam and Eve is definitely untrue. You know what I mean? So like there was no two people that ate a magic tree and therefore we all suffer. That's nonsense. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't exist.
I agree with you. Listen, so when I grew up reading, my parents, religious, and when I grew up, I'm like, what is this stuff I'm reading? Like, are we really believe in this? And like,
yeah,
what I was told, like, it was when growing up, you're supposed to take. Well, one of my teachers would say, like, you're not supposed to take it literally. It's a metaphorical story, right? But now, if I'm personally at this moment now, I take the whole thing literally, and I know it's crazy to take it all literally. But I think like if it's the word of God, and if this is what it is, then there's no lie in it. So in that sense, it just means, so like, how am I supposed to believe this ridiculous story? How are these people living up to 800 years old? Like, what? I'm a crazy person if I'm believing this. But I think in the world we live in now, I think it just revealing that like there's more than just what we can see material, like in the material world, and like in there's a lot of things going on like in this there's a world like that we're not seeing at the moment.
All right, I got you. So I understand that you're taking these stories literally. The question would then be why?
Yeah,
because there is literally zero evidence of it. So like, for example, let me give you an example, right? If I would have told you, hey, Bling, I have $10 billion in the Bahamas. If you quit your job, I'm going to give you a check for $500 million. Are you going to believe me just because I said that?
No, I don't think it relates though. Like, so let me tell you this part, like where
I mean, it kind of does relate.
How does it not relate?
It kind of does relate because check this out. Hey, audience, go ahead and tell Bling that I have $10 billion, and I bet you everybody in the audience would say that, right? Trust, I got $10 billion.
Yeah,
right?
You got $10 billion, bro.
Yeah, he's seen it. Like, so
I'm a witness.
Believe it, right? Is that what you're saying? Like, it's I have no idea if it's true or not. I'm just
exactly. That's kind of the point that I'm trying to make. If I if something just says something, why believe it just because it says so?
Hey, let me make a point real quick. So like, I
got you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So like, I want to make a point where like there's a world, like we live, there's a supernatural like part of this life that we're a part of. That's not physical. And I would say like one evidence that I have for it, and I know it was gonna get weird with it, but like is UFOs and aliens. And you can't say at the moment that there's no evidence of UFO of aliens, because every year there's a there's like a congressional, like we have Congress hearings about it. We have like we have government files about it. We have like people like, so like when we have people, so here's another thing, like when people like tell you something, tell a story, we're gonna call them crazy and like just saying they're delusional and there's something in there going on in their head, or there's something wrong with them.
Before you continue on, can I jump in real quick and just say something?
Yes,
I want to tell you that I would never ever dismiss someone's personal experience. Like if you truly, you know, believe that happened to you, I would never ever say that didn't happen, because I don't know. I was never there. I don't know. You know, I don't have the any way to say that right now. There's a difference though between like anything you're about to say, I truly believe you experienced it. Then the question is, okay. Well, the question
is just like telling the story. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So if it was a personal experience, the question then would be, how do we know how it happened? You know what I mean? Like, how do we know it happened the way you say it happened? Not that it happened. That's the difference.
So like, I would say, like, I would think, and me personally, I think there's miracles happening every day. We're just not aware of it, and like it's just not being brought up to us. And like we're having a sort of cognitive, I always say this word wrong, but like cognitive dissonance or something like that.
Okay.
Where like we're seeing what is happening, and we're dismissing it as saying it's not true.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this question real quick.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this question. What method do you use to determine that miracles happen? Like take me and Volcy through the steps of how you figured, okay, these miracles happen and that's how I know.
Just from like stories that I've heard, and like
so stories you've heard?
Yeah, and so like there's one story about like if you can look it up, but there's like a rock that has the imprint of Virgin Mary on it. And like it's not painted on it, and like it's and there's a whole story about like someone meeting the Virgin Mary, and like they get something happening with that story. But like then there's a rock imprinted with her, and like it's not like painted on, and it's not like like anything that like a human could put like on a rock. And it's just like it's like kind of perfectly like in this thing, right?
Now, one thing about that, so then that means, so if there's like an Virgin Mary imprinted on a rock, then that means then that what they found imprints on rocks of fairy wings. So that means fairies are real.
Yes, sir, bro. We're the supernatural. I know. I'm the craziest person I know. I'm living in the Matrix.
Wait, so wait, hold on. Let me get it straight. So fairies are also real.
Yeah, any type of say real. Vampires, all that stuff.
What makes them real, though? Yeah, I think that's what we're trying to understand. Because then that means anything's real, right?
Including dragons.
Yeah, dragons. Jinn from.
So whenever someone tells a story and they say I gotta believe them. I gotta believe them.
Believe them, but I just told you a story of me having $10 billion in the Bahamas, and I'll give you $500 million, but you won't believe that.
That has nothing to do with like
the supernatural. All right, cool. Let's over in Haiti, in Port-au-Prince, there's a genie that lives in my grandfather's tomb. My grandfather died about 40 years ago, and there's a genie in his tomb, and he told me that if I go back there and bring someone with me, particularly a Hispanic person, and that person pricks their finger and puts blood on his coffin, the genie will rise up and give us 10 wishes, and it'll be anything that you wish for. There's no rules. Are you gonna follow me to Haiti to go to my grandfather's tomb and prick your finger?
No, because
why not? I just told you a story.
My religion, so.
No, that's not against your religion. You just said that you will believe anything that someone tells
against your religion then.
So
Yeah.
So I do believe it's all true, right? I think all gods are real, like all of them. But I have to believe in my God and his
all
commandments.
gods are real. Okay, cool. So Papa Legba, the crossroad god of Haitian voodoo, who would give you riches if you bring him rum and a purple do-rag at night and burn a candle. Are you gonna do that tonight because he's gonna bring you some riches?
No, I already told you that goes against my religion. So
no, it doesn't. Papa Legba is only a crossroads demon. He'll help you to the afterlife. That's all he is.
This one's it's really easy. No, because I have to only follow my God. And
right. But Papa Legba's not against your God. He'll bring you to your God. You just gotta go ahead and bring him some rum.
It would be going around. It would be going around. Like my God, it would be going around. So like if I ask Jesus for that $10 million, he might say no. And I have to be okay with that. And if I go to Papa Ligma and get that $10 million, I'm kind of just going around with what Jesus just kind of, I could get that $10 million, but I have to go with my man. You know.
Oh, okay. Now I get it. You just have a patron God. Although you're not really a monotheist then, because like all gods exist to you, so you're really a monolatriist, basically like
prefers one over the other, right?
Prefers one over the other, like you're basically like the Hindus, because the Hindus have the same thing. They have multiple gods and just have patrons.
One true one. Yeah, but just because I believe mine is the one true one, and like he's the one who's gonna actually save me in this suffering world.
Yeah, it's like a patron god.
Yeah, so you just have a patron. All right, so my gods, you know, Urzuli, Shango, Ogun, and Papa Legba, they want you to live a nice, fulfilling life with riches and everything like that as well. All you have to do is sacrifice a goat, sacrifice some chickens, you know what I mean, light a candle at night, and he'll give that all to you. So go ahead and convert to mine.
Jesus already sacrificed himself for me, and that's all I needed. I got to follow Jesus.
That's kind of manipulative, you don't think? Why did he die for me? Well, I didn't ask him to do that.
He did. Well, just because he loves you. That's why.
He did it because he loved me, even though I don't know him. That's kind of manipulative, bro.
Yeah, he loves the world.
I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even know the guy. How does he love me? I don't even know the guy.
Yeah,
he loves you, bro. You don't even have to know him.
Yeah, that's manipulative, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of isn't it kind of strange though? Because like if like a total stranger did something like that for you and just said, "Hey, man, Bling, I love you."
That's the best thing. I'll let you finish. Sorry.
Yeah, but I was just gonna ask, would you love him back like automatically? Like, I don't get it.
I mean, like if you see your kid about to get hit by a car, do you go save him?
Of course, yeah.
Of course you do that.
That's love.
Of course you do that.
That's the whole point. That's it.
Yeah, but what if the kid's not in danger of? What if the kid isn't actually in danger of getting hit by a car, and you run through and pick him up? Then is he saved?
Wait. So like, do you get hit by the car?
No, he didn't. No, there was never a car coming.
All right, here's even a better analogy, right?
Yeah.
The car is coming, but I'm the one who told the driver to go hit the kid.
Oh my god,
that's a better one. Yeah.
Why?
And then you run through and save the kid.
And then I run through and save him.
Then he runs through and save him.
Yeah, exactly. That's the issue that we're having with Christianity.
Yeah, that's a better analogy. Yeah,
because hell doesn't. The thing is, hell doesn't exist on its own. It was God that created it, right?
He created for the angels that like who
turned against him, etc.
That's what it says in New Testament. Yeah,
it does, exactly. But like, if God is all knowing, then He knew that there will be a time where I don't believe. He knew that Adam and Eve would betray Him. He knew that Satan will betray Him, and He knew that there will be people who are always going to be going to hell. So what makes all this? What's the point of all this? Basically, it's basically what I said before. The example of me sending the driver to hit the kid, and then me pushing the kid out the way.
I just can't get past it. Why do you want to hit the kid? Okay, wait, but I'll answer your question.
No, what I'm saying, what I'm saying in my example, God is the person who sent the truck driver to hit the kid. That's what I'm saying.
And then he's
the
saving
entire event.
Yeah, he set up the entire event,
okay.
and then he's saving the kid, and then saying, "Hey, I love you, kid." But he's the one that sent the truck driver in the first place.
So what is the truck driver? I mean, the analogy here.
And the analogy, the truck driver is sin, hell, stuff like that, because God's the one who set all that up.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. But so yeah, so once again, I would say it's just basically this is not the only life we have. We choose wherever we want to go, basically. So he gives us free will, and we choose if we could choose to be with him, we can choose to be without him.
Did he know what my choice was going to be before billions of years ago, before I was born?
He knows. I guess the answer is he knows us all. He knows us all before we were even born. That's what the saying goes. Yeah.
I got you. But did he have foreknowledge of all my choices?
I believe so. Yeah, I'm not really sure, but I'm gonna say yeah.
So that creates a problem with free will, because if he had foreknowledge of all my choices, I can't choose anything else. Otherwise, he would be wrong.
Do you think so? You don't think you have free will right now?
I have an example. Here's an example. Here I'll answer the question, and then Volcy, you can answer. I don't know if there's free will, to be honest with you. But what do you think, Volcy? Do we have free will?
No? I would say this in the way that we think of free will, right? Not the hard definition of, no outside influences, because there's always going to be some sort of outside influence.
Yeah.
Right. If it rains today, I'm gonna bring an umbrella outside. But basically, I would say, we, as far as free choices go, I would say that we have, free choice to do anything.
Something like that. Okay.
Something like that.
Okay. So here's my analogy, Bling. So let's just imagine. Okay. So you said that God has always known us, right?
Yeah.
So has God eternally known if you were to eat a sandwich tomorrow at 3:00? If God has eternally known that, could you choose to eat pizza tomorrow at 3:00?
Is there an answer to that one? Or is that like, what do you think of my answer? Well, I don't even think there's an answer to that.
There's not an answer to that? Well, no, if he knows, if he's known eternally that you're gonna tomorrow at 3:00 you're gonna eat a sandwich, can you eat anything but a sandwich tomorrow at 3:00?
But then that would mean I would know that what he knows, right?
No, you don't know.
So I don't know what he knows.
You don't know what he knows, but he knows what you are going to do tomorrow at 3:00, and that is to eat a sandwich. So can you choose to eat pizza?
I guess I could choose to eat pizza. Yeah.
How? Because then that means he's wrong.
Paradox.
He's not all knowing, right?
He would also know I have the choice to eat pizza then, right?
Right, but he knows perfectly, and he's known all through eternity that you will eat a sandwich tomorrow at 3:00.
Then I guess I'm eating that sandwich. Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have free will in that sense, because you can't choose anything but the sandwich. That's what Volcy's getting at.
Exactly.
Right?
So am I eating the sandwich? I'm confused. I'm eating the sandwich. All right. Where's the sandwich?
Go ahead, Volcy.
Right, so Blaine, Blaine, what we're trying to say is that God has known eternally for billions and trillions of years that you were going to eat a sandwich tomorrow at 3. You still have the choices to eat the pizza, but he knows you're going to eat the sandwich. So at that time,
he knows of the possibilities. That's
okay.
No. He knows you were going to eat a sandwich tomorrow at 3. You have all the possibilities in front of you. You got pizza, you got apples, you got cake, you got sandwiches, you got donuts, but he knows for a fact, and he's always known throughout eternity, as Volcy said, billions, trillions, gazillions of years, that you're going to eat a sandwich tomorrow at 3. So, yes or no? Can you eat anything?
Like he's gambling.
How so?
He's making a bet.
How so? He knows for sure that you're going to eat a sandwich tomorrow at 3 because he knows the future, right?
Right. So this causes the problem is this causing Bling is either God is all knowing and we don't have free will, or God is simply not all knowing, which goes against what the Bible says.
Exactly.
So it has to be one or the other.
Yeah. So that's what we're asking you to do is choose.
So I think we have free will. I also think in this way, and you got me confused. But I also think in a way, it says like we have free will, but we also don't have like 100% of like of our choices. Like we don't have control 100% of our like
we don't have free
like
will.
you said, like you have outside forces, like there's outside forces that are like motivating us. So like we think we know we're making a choice, but it might not even be our own choice. It might not even be God's choice, but it'll be like
That ain't free.
it could be Ball's choice.
That's not free though.
Or something.
Yeah, that's not free though. That's what we're saying. That's not free will. Because it's got to be your choice, right? Yeah, because it seems like the only way you could have free will.
So it's an illusion.
According to according to how you're saying it, the only way you could really have free will is if God doesn't know what you're going to choose. Because if he set up this world in which he knows everything, he's known eternally, right? That means when he created, he knew that tomorrow at 3 you're going to create a sandwich, and that's how he created the world, so that you could eat that sandwich tomorrow at 3. Does that make sense?
I think we have like a partial free will, like, but I do think there is like a set of infinite like
possibilities. I see where we're getting at, Bling. God created all infinite possibilities, and he knows where all of them are going to turn up at, but he doesn't know necessarily which one you're going to choose.
Yeah, so it's almost like we wake up and every choice is like
and he's not omniscient.
A different reality, you know, it's a different reality. And
right, the many worlds interpretation. So God knows what the many worlds will turn into, but he doesn't know you particularly which one you would choose. Is that what you're trying to get at?
First of all, I have no idea. I can't put my head inside God. That's already like too much. So
okay, gotcha. So God basically knows the many worlds, like the many worlds interpretations. He knows all the possibilities, but you don't know if he knows which possibility that you're going to end up in. You don't know that part, but you know he knows every possibility.
I would guess, yeah, that he knows every possibility.
Right, but you don't know if
we don't have free will. I guess is that what I guess we don't have free will. Yeah, I would say that.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's like yes, is you guys are going with if it's this or that, yeah, I would say we don't have free will.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you see why we're saying that, right?
No, you guys got me confused. Yeah, a little bit. So right, it's just like why would he do that? And if he's like
yeah, I was actually trying to help you out there at the end, because like if you were, God can still be all knowing if he knows all possibilities, right? He can still be all knowing if he knows all possibilities. But if it's you know he knows exactly what you're going to do within those possibilities, then yeah, we can't have free will.
Mm-hmm. Can't.
Yeah, but then when you said that, like, isn't there variables and like different type of factors that play in?
Well, the problem with that is if he created this world exactly as it is, and he knows. Well, see, that's the thing. If he knows all the possibilities, but he doesn't know the final possibility, like the final outcome, then he doesn't know everything. That's what omniscient means knows all, right? Including the outcome.
Oh, okay. So he might not know it. Like, I don't know what he knows.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Well, hey, listen, I got to wrap this up. I got to go pick up my daughter, but Bling, thanks for coming up. Yeah, it was a good talk. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Right on, man. All right. Have a good one.
All right. Have a sandwich.
All right. Oh, sorry. I cut you off early. Have a sandwich. Yeah, probably will. That's a good one. I like that. All right.
Yeah, me too. I'm hungry.
Yeah. Okay. Last thing I'm going to do is what I do on my live Volcies, I bring up my mods just to thank them and all that stuff. So I just do that at the last thing. And where are all my mods at? I think I see one. I see 3 Pips. How you doing, 3 Pips? It's good to see you. And
doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. So thank you for modding for me. I really, really appreciate it. And so everybody, you know, W's, gifts, follows for 3 Pips, and especially Volcy for coming on my live and hanging out with me. Man, I'm so glad we did this. This was great. I really, really enjoyed this. So I hope we get to do it again soon, like real soon. I'll come your way, man. I'll come through on yours one of these times.
Yeah, definitely come through on. Yeah, definitely come through on mine. I do mine's Thursday through Sunday. So anytime that you're off during those weekends, if you have time, yeah, I'll definitely bring you up. You know, we could do the big screens and everything like that.
Right on, man.
Yeah, I also have a call-in line. I think I figured out. Yeah, I think I figured out how to talk back and forth because for some reason the guest couldn't hear. I mean, for some reason I could hear the call-in, but the guest couldn't. I think I finally figured out how everybody could hear it.
Cool.
So yeah, if that's true, then I'll have that on this weekend. We'll see if everybody can hear each other and everybody can hear each other. Then yeah, definitely come through. And
I'll see if I can come through this weekend. That sounds like fun. Yeah, I'd love to, man. I'd love to come your way.
Yeah, definitely.
Are you going to go live after this? Because this is usually your day, right?
Yeah, this is usually my day. I'm still live on YouTube, so YouTube, you guys stick around.
I didn't know that. Yeah, okay, that's right.
Yeah, I was live on YouTube. Yeah, actually, it's been an hour and a half. I usually just go live on for 2 hours. So we'll probably wrap it up. Yeah, I'll probably wrap it up.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, because what I was gonna do if you were gonna go live, I was gonna raid you.
Okay. Oh, well, shit. Even better. Yeah, I'll keep going on my phone. Then we'll go ahead and
okay. All right.
Go ahead, raid me. I'll go live for a few minutes.
All right. Well, then what we'll do is we'll raid Volcy. This is easy. We'll raid Volcy. If you're on both YouTube and TikTok, let's just go raid Volcy. That's really easy. And Ember's requesting up. My bad. I didn't see it. So thank you for. See, this is why we limit all caps so I can see things. Okay. So I found Ember. There we go. That's one of my other mods, Ember. So everybody, W's, gifts. You know, you got any flowers, anything like that for Ember? Ember's fantastic. They're fantastic. 3 Pips, you're fantastic, and shit, Volcy, of course, you're fantastic too. So, but yeah,
you guys.
Follows, gifts, W's for everybody. Because this was actually a really, really great live. But yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna raid Volcy on the TikTok side. You know, give it like 3 to 5 minutes, if that. Just give him a chance to live up on his phone, and then we'll go raid Volcy, and then you guys over on the YouTube side, you're gonna stay live right on YouTube. So
yeah, I'm gonna stay live on the YouTube side. It's a whole bunch of ops. So if you guys want to, I don't have a call in line today.
There you go.
Yeah.
He's got a whole bunch of ops on his end. So YouTube, let's go raid Volcy's live now. Just go over there now and raid his live. Just look up Volcy, at Volcy on YouTube, and go rate him, and go follow him too on YouTube if you're not following him. Yeah, definitely.
Definitely, I would love some subscriptions. I don't think I have you subscribe yet on YouTube yet.
I'm gonna do it right now. Yeah, I'm gonna get you right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you right now as well. I'm gonna go ahead and follow you back and do that. But
awesome,
hey man, I appreciate you. I really, really appreciate it, man. I love doing these collaborations.
Me too.
And I would love to do this again.
Yes.
I do these topics, and I also do politics. Politics is a big one.
I was thinking about doing that. So I might just be like your sous chef. I'll let you just cook on a politics one of these times. I'll just stay in the back. I'll just be cutting the greens up and shit, and just let you do.
Hell yeah,
I'd be happy to do that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we can do that, man.
Okay.
And shout out to the Deconstruction Junction as well.
Yes,
yeah, I mean,
we'll Deconstruction Junction. Right? Yeah.
This is what I'm gonna drop right now. So just so I can go ahead and get the live up, and you guys can go ahead and raid me. All right.
Okay.
But guys,
we're gonna
appreciate y'all so much.
Anytime, Volcy. You're welcome back anytime. Yeah, much love to you, man.
Oh yeah, trust me. I do got to give you information on the Black Atheist Agnostic and Skeptical.
Please do. Yeah, DM me. Yeah. We'll talk after this. Sounds good, man.
Definitely.
All right, man.
All right, guys.
Thank you, Volcy. Appreciate you, man. All right, have a good one.
You too.
All right, that was so fun. That was awesome. So, man, thank you all. Yeah, I'm gonna start. I was talking to you about this, Ember. I was starting to. I'm really sitting in my niche. A niche about about atheism, but I see myself gravitating towards politics at some point, because they're just so intertwined, especially where we're living.
Well, and I was thinking too, when we do the co-hosting together, that we can come up with a topic that maybe addresses both.
Mm-hmm.
So then, because where I really, where my passion is, it's
For
in
real.
the studies and the
For real.
in the real, in the modern, in the now.
Yeah.
So I would super love for us to come up with a topic together that we can do.
Sounds good, man. Yeah. I would love to do that. So Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, and because I do watch Volcy, and he gets in the
being out. I really appreciate y'all being here. I really appreciate y'all being out. I really appreciate y'all being here. Go ahead and start liking the live, y'all. Go ahead and start liking the live and start sharing. Start liking the live and start sharing. I'm probably going to be on for one more hour. I'm probably just going to be on for one more hour. We're going to go ahead and get this moving and get this popping. All right, y'all. And we are here. All right, y'all. So if you disagree or if you want to talk about what I have on the board, go ahead and come on up. I would love to talk to you. We are going to have a discussion tonight, and I'm only going to be live for maybe 1 hour. I haven't done on my phone in a while. We used to have there was a thing, for drop-in guests. I'm not sure where that is. Hey, Brayton, I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much, Brayton, for all the shares. Thank you so much for all the shares, Brayton. That is amazing. That is awesome. Thank you so much for all the shares. I really, really appreciate that. Let's go ahead and get those shares up. Let's go ahead and get those likes up. Let's try to get more people in here. We used to have something called, there was drop-in guests. All right, cool. All right, so I went ahead and turn on the guest box. So if you disagree with what I have on the board, go ahead and come on up, and we can definitely have that conversation. Hey, hold on, y'all. How do I get this person off? Hey, can you drop, please? I don't know who that person is. How do I drop this person, y'all? I don't know how to drop this person. There we go. There we go. I have no idea what that was. Sorry about that. Guys. I have no idea what that was. But I'm trying to find a way how to do multi-invite. There used to be a thing on here where multiple people got invited to go ahead and come on up. So let's go ahead and let's see. let's go ahead and start liking the live and start sharing. Start liking the live and start sharing. I do appreciate everybody who is here. If you are over on my YouTube, I do not have the call-in box tonight. I don't have that in tonight, but if you would like to talk to me, go ahead and join me over on the TikTok. Yeah, I love this mic. This mic is amazing. Yeah, I love this mic. This mic is wonderful. It's amazing. Did TikTok remove it? Anyway, TikTok used to have a thing where you clicked on it and then a whole bunch of guests started coming in. I'm not sure what happened with that. Yeah, I love this mic. This mic is crispy. This mic is very, very crispy. Let's see. Trust but verify rate. Hey, you guys are over on my YouTube as well. And I appreciate that, you guys being over on my YouTube. So right now, we're just waiting for guests to come in. Right now at the moment, we're just waiting for guests to come in. And once those guests come in, we can go ahead and have, those discussions. It's kind of bright, right? My light is kind of bright. And I'm not going to be on for long. I'm just only going to be on for 1 more hour. And after that hour, I got to go ahead and get off. I'm going to go ahead and do some laundry, sweep and mop and stuff like that. I'm not going to be on for long tonight, just 1 hour. I just was on with Trust But Verify. The Trust But Verify rate is in the building. They're all here. Shout out to Trust But Verify. Shout out to Trust But Verify. We're just waiting for guests at the moment. Like I said, appreciate you all being here. You guys are always amazing. You guys are always wonderful. And if you would like to talk about what I have on the board, you can definitely come up. If you are over on my YouTube, you do have to join me over on TikTok in order for us to have that discussion. All right. And we have our first guest, History Hound. How's it going, History Hound?
How's it going?
So, all right. So History on, are you at least 18? And did you disagree with what I had on the board?
I do disagree, and I want to see if I can pull up a quick little science. It's a science AI image with my information about. I'm trying to prove God here, so bear with me. There it is.
All right. Yeah, I don't care about that. What's the reason to believe in a God?
It's there. If you give me full screen, you can have it right there on the full screen.
No, I'm not reading all that. You give me the reason.
Okay, so you're a plus.
All right, cool. All right, guys. Go ahead and keep liking it live and keep sharing. Keep liking it live and keep sharing. Like I said, if you come up with an argument, I want your argument. Don't give me a bunch of don't give me a bunch of sloppy crap. Don't give me AI slop. Just give me your reason. Yeah, so don't give me a whole bunch of AI slop, right? Don't give me a bunch of AI slop. Go ahead, just give me your reason. Don't tell me, oh, hey, I have this AI slop. Read that. The hell that's gonna do for me, bro? What is your AI slop gonna do for me? Like, seriously. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put on a live goal. All right, so we just had one guest who crashed out immediately. That's amazing. I don't know why that happens for, bro. I'll be getting guests that crash out like almost immediately. Yeah, true. More like crash in. These people are more like Crash in. All right. Sheep. I think that's your name. Go ahead and Sheep doesn't believe in the Bible. Okay, cool. So if you don't believe in the Bible, all good and well. All right, guys, go ahead and keep liking it live and keep sharing, keep liking live, keep sharing. We're just going to go ahead and wait for a couple of guests. Okay, Eso, I'm going to go ahead and invite you up because I don't know what you mean by the laws of preservation. All right, Eso, are you at least 18? And do you think you give me a good reason to believe in a God?
Yeah, I'm older than 18, definitely.
All right, so what was that reason? Because you said the law of preservation. I'm not sure what that means.
All right, so pretty much philosophy, and the philosophy behind it is that if there is a God and you believe in it, then you will reap the benefits of believing in that God. Versus if you don't believe, even if there isn't one, or if you do believe and isn't one, and the worst would be if you don't believe and there is one.
What if you choose the wrong one?
Right, or if you choose the wrong one.
Yeah, because you said is better to believe than not, because so for some sort of punishment or whatever. But like there are thousands of gods, so what if you choose the wrong one?
Right, that's the luck of the draw. You gotta pick one.
Right. So, but there are thousands. Which one should I pick?
Pick the
and
one.
How would I know that's the right one?
You gotta pick the one that speaks to you.
All right. What if none of them speak to me? Then what?
Well, then that's your God. Your God will be, I guess, consciousness, or you would be an atheist. Right.
And I am an atheist. So, but right. Atheism is not a belief in a God.
No, but what I'm saying is you gotta play the game in order to win, right?
What game?
That what I'm saying, self-preservation. In order to kind of hedge your bets, you gotta kind of pick one.
Okay, but what the thing is
exactly that. What if?
Hold on,
because what if there is a God?
All right, and what if there's dragons? Should I worship dragons?
Well, I mean, if that's what you pick, yeah.
You don't see the silliness of what this means here? You're not seeing the silliness here?
Oh, what's the silliness? Where is the silliness?
The silliness is that you're literally saying that just to pick one, but you can pick any old ridiculous thing that doesn't make it true. So you're saying that that let's say I should worship leprechauns in case leprechauns are real. I could get a pot of gold. You don't see how ridiculous that sounds?
No, yeah, that would sound ridiculous if you don't believe in leprechauns, right? Like the same way if I'm calling them Sky Daddy and I'm saying things like that, I would not more than likely pick that religion.
But isn't it more prudent to believe something after it's actually been proven to be true?
Oh, you would have to kind of disprove it, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you have to kind of search for a reason not to believe in it?
No. No one operates that way. No one believes something without some sort of reason to believe it.
Right. I mean, most times you are passed down that religion. Like religion is given to you from your, ancestors, from your grandparents, your mother, your father, whoever. Somebody has to bring you into the, I was about to say cult, not cult, but somebody has to bring you into the following or the, the belief system.
Right, correct. But that's not a reason to believe it. Just because people believe something, my ancestors believe something, doesn't mean that I should believe it just because they did.
Why not?
Because it doesn't necessarily make it true just because they believed it.
No, it doesn't make it true, but it's a good reason.
No, it's not.
You don't think that's a good reason if your mom says, you should do that, and your mom's been telling you right all this time? Wouldn't you think she knows best?
No, because my mom could be wrong.
What I'm saying is, if your mom has been right most of the time, like she told you, hey, don't touch the stove, it's hot. You touch the stove, you figured out what it was, right? You maybe she knows what she's talking about.
Right. Of course, I'm not talking about anything like that, right? There are things that are pragmatic, that are practical, like not getting hurt. But when we're talking about, something that's as abstract and esoteric as some God existing outside of space and time, and I'm going to put time and energy into believing this thing, why should I have a good reason to actually believe that?
But that's what I'm saying. Because I said so has always been good enough reason.
No, it hasn't, bro. Because I said so has caused atrocities, haven't they?
No, because I said so has been a reason that was good enough for those atrocities to be caused, right?
No, no, there weren't. Because I said so, we're never a good reason. That's never a good reason.
Yeah, if mom says, look, don't do it because I said so, you're not going to do that. But if she says, hey, you need to believe this because I said so,
that's not a good reason.
How isn't it?
Because what if what she believes is wrong?
How can you define it as wrong?
It not having factual basis.
What is facts when we talk about faith though? Faith is the blind. It's like
faith is unreliable.
You don't have to have any proof at all. You don't need to have any type of proof.
And that's what makes it unreliable.
Yeah, no, I'm agreeing with that part. But what I'm saying is,
so if it's unreliable
and all, right?
Right. So hold on. Listen.
The philosophy behind it is
listen. No, it's not. Because philosophy relies on reliability, on reasoning, on justification. It relies on all of that. If you don't have justification, then it's not good philosophy.
So what I'm saying is the justification would be for self-preservation. For you if there is an eternal damnation, you don't want that to happen to you.
You need to prove an eternal damnation first. Why would I just believe it just because someone said so? If I told you that I had $10 billion in the Bahamas, follow me there, or I'm going to make sure that you get assassinated tomorrow. According to your logic of self-preservation, you should follow me to Bahamas. That makes no sense.
If you want to buy the ticket.
Hold on, it's not your turn yet. Say that again.
If you're going to buy the ticket, if you telling me, look, I'm going to take you to Bahamas and I got $10 million there, that would make somebody want to believe you have the money. If you on a flight, you on the way there, all that. You get what I'm saying?
All right, but Eso, listen what you just said. Eso, hold on. Eso, wait. Listen to what you just said. If we're on the flight already, if I have the gun to their head, if they're seeing my bank account, all that is evidence, bro. When it comes to things like hell, gods, ghosts, demons, there's no evidence of any of that. So why should I believe it? Of course, if I'm on a plane, hold on, listen. If I'm on a plane and I have a gun to someone's head and they're looking at my phone's bank account and it says $10 billion, all these is evidence that I really have the money and I'm really gonna take them out unless they follow me. But if I just walk up to you on the street and I said, hey, I got $10 billion in the Bahamas, follow me there or I'm gonna kill you tomorrow. And I'm just looking at you. What are you gonna do? You're gonna walk away, bro, because why? I gave you no reason to believe that, did I? It's the same thing with these God beliefs. There's no reason to believe that.
No, so the God beliefs come from is supposedly ancient text, the Bible or whatever. You believe in this text enough to believe somebody else had an account or had an occurrence of these miracles or that money in the Bahamas in this case,
but even ancient texts are not good reasons, bro. Because there's always ancient texts. That doesn't mean those ancient texts are true. There was ancient texts about Osiris and Horus and Zeus. None of us believe that lightning comes from a dude on a mountain shooting down bolts to the ground. None of us believe that.
No,
but that was Zeus.
People who believe in that. But
no one believes in Zeus anymore, bro. No one believes in Zeus anymore.
You sure?
Yeah. There's no one who believes in Zeus. If they worship Zeus, it's a metaphorical thing. They don't believe that a literal guy sits on top of a mountain shooting lightning bolts to the ground. No one believes that anymore.
Somebody said I do, and no, but I'm saying though, you can believe whatever you want to believe, right?
You can believe whatever you want to believe. That's not what I'm trying to argue.
But
I'm trying to say I'm trying to argue
you need to
good
pick a
reasons to do
belief,
so.
though, right? Don't you got to pick one?
No, you don't. You don't have to pick a belief
Why not?
because you just don't have to. There's no if there's no good reason to believe in any of it, you don't have to believe it.
So wait, you don't think atheism is a belief?
It's not. Atheism is a lack of a belief.
So that lack being defined by having a belief in something.
Not having exactly. Not belief is not belief. You can't say unbelief is therefore belief. That's stupid. That's crazy. That's like that's like saying off is a TV channel or not playing basketball is a hobby of playing basketball. That's stupid.
No. I'm saying no. Watching basketball, right? It's still a hobby. You don't have to actually play it.
Right. Watching basketball is a hobby because you're actively doing something, but turning your TV off is not a hobby.
But I'm saying though, you're not playing.
Right. Hold on. Listen to what I'm saying. Basketball is a hobby. Watching basketball is a hobby. Turning your TV off is not a hobby.
How isn't it?
Because you're not doing anything.
You're still doing something by not doing something.
Bro, you realize you know what the definition of a hobby is, right? Something. You know what the definition of a hobby is, right?
Yeah. So you don't think
how is turning your TV off a hobby? No.
Doing nothing
cannot be a hobby, right? Doing nothing is not a hobby.
I don't know. I disagree.
Do we have to look up the definition of a hobby?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. A hobby is a regular, enjoyable, nonprofit activity pursued during leisure time to gain skills, reduce stress, or foster creativity.
Yeah. Why can't
so like reading, puzzles, hiking, painting.
Doing nothing can be stress relieving.
Do you gain skills by doing nothing?
I think it's a meditation.
No,
you gain.
Meditation is a hobby because you're actively working on your breathing. You're actively working on de-stressing yourself and centering yourself. Meditation can be a hobby, but meditation is not doing nothing.
All right. You got me there. You got me.
All right. So the good reason to believe in a God.
You got me. Yeah, just because. That's another good reason. Right? I mean, because people believe in that, and there's a lot of people who believe that. So why not?
All right, guys. I really appreciate you all being here. We're going to go ahead and move on. So, Greg, how's it going, Greg? We're going to go ahead and put 15 minutes on the clock. Are you at least 18? And can you give me a good reason to believe in a God?
Yes, I'm over 18, and this might not take 15 minutes. What I want to ask you is, since you say, can you give me a good reason to believe in your God? If you had one proof, even though he don't have to prove nothing to no one, but if you, the host, needed one proof that he do exist, what would it be for you?
The road to Damascus experience happening to everyone at the same time in their own language, and all of us survive.
So if that were to happen, then you would believe?
Yes.
So you are capable of believing in God?
Of course I am.
Okay. That's all I wanted to know. That's a good answer. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Cool. Not a problem. Thank you for being here. All right, guys. I appreciate you all. Like I said one more time, y'all are wonderful. I appreciate y'all. If you are over on the YouTube, you have to follow me here. Come here to the TikTok. I don't have the give me 1 second, y'all. Show your comment on screen. I don't have the call-in line today. But if you would like to join me, I am over on TikTok. I will have the call-in line tomorrow. Okay, guys, I'll have the call-in line tomorrow. All right, Sapphire. How's it going, Sapphire? Are you at least 18? And can you give me a good reason to believe in your God?
Yeah, I'm 31, and I can give you a good reason.
Sure, what is it?
But so a good reason to believe in my God. You said my God, which means I would assume that I know my God pretty well. My God is loving. He's loving in justice. He is just and he's merciful. That's my God.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's loving, he's just, and he's merciful, and he's a protector.
So am I.
Yeah, but you can't protect against armies and armies of people.
Neither can yours.
Yes, you can. Samson.
Okay, so
all right, cool. There's a character in the Bible named Samson who defended off armies of people with just a donkey jaw.
How do you know
that
that's
was
true?
all with the power of God.
How do you know that's true?
Remember, you said my God.
So Sapphire.
I'm here.
Listen to my question. Listen to my question.
I heard you.
How do you know that story is true?
It's in the Bible, and that's in my Bible. My Bible.
All right. I understand it's in your Bible. That doesn't mean that it's true.
So a Bible is a recollection of historical events. It's just like a something like a history book.
The Bible is historical fiction. There are real things and real places in the Bible that sure. Listen to what I'm saying. There are real places and real events in the Bible, but like there are legendary things that happen in there that we know are not possibly true.
Anything can possibly be not true, but you're talking about a supernatural God.
I understand we're talking about that.
Agree that God is. Hold on, I'm sorry, I was talking. So do you understand that a God is supernatural and not?
All right. So we all understand that we're talking about a supernatural God, right? We all understand that. But the question then becomes, why should we actually believe that it's true? You just can't simply say that, oh, it's in the Bible, therefore it's true. You have to actually show that it is. We understand that the Bible actually does mention real places and real people. No one's arguing that. But if the places and the people that it says exists, it has like a whole bunch of supernatural elements into it. How do we know those supernatural elements are true? How do we know that Isaiah, flew to the sky on a flaming chariot, like what it says in one of the Isaiah books? How do we know that part happened? Isaiah himself could have been a real person. How do we know he floated to the sky like Superman?
Are you asking how we know as humans, or how do I know?
Both.
Okay, so how I know is that Jesus was a real man. He spoke and we have eyewitness testimony of this real man doing miracles. And we have eyewitness testimony of, like if I was sitting here watching you and you said, oh, it looked like you touched the screen and you talked to this person, I would write that down, and I would put all this stuff in that, I would write it down. In the same way they wrote things down. Jesus said this at this point in time to this person who looked like this, who said this, and we have accounts of that. And so Jesus did miracles.
So
a supernatural miracle.
Gotcha. So several issues here. All right. First thing, when it comes to the entire eyewitnesses, when it comes to the Gospels were not eyewitnesses. They even the Gospel of Luke says that he's getting recollection from other people, and we don't know if they were third, fourth, or even fifth-hand sources of these stories, right? So we have no clue how to verify any of that stuff.
Are not eyewitness
when it comes
testimonies?
to what I'm saying is that we cannot verify that they were, because these are just recollections of stories. No, we can't.
What does it take to? Okay, so what is the criteria of something being an eyewitness testimony? We need multiple sources of it. The only sources that we have is the Bible itself. And not only that, the Gospels were written at the earliest Gospel only came into appearance at least 30. The earliest is 30 years and the latest is 100 years after the reported events. So that's a 30-year gap at the earliest. A 30-year gap causes a lot of issues to happen, especially in a superstitious illiterate culture. Now, that's not to say that these people were not smart or anything like that, but most of them were illiterate and most of them were superstitious. So if you have a 30-year gap and some sort of legendary story, we cannot verify any of those supernatural things because things can get added into it, especially if the earliest is at 30 years and the latest at 100. So we cannot verify those eyewitnesses at all. Now, Jesus being an actual person,
is completely well and fine because we do have outside sources of the Bible verifying that Jesus was an actual guy, like Tacitus, right? So that actually exists. But him walking on water is something that's not verified outside the Bible, that only exists in the Bible. There's no source outside of it that says so.
So
how do we verify it?
So there's a law in the Bible and in that we follow today in courts is that all you need is 2 witnesses to agree that something is a real event. We have 4 plus 500, which other people, but we then
can you name one of those 500 people?
I was just saying that we don't have any of their content or their
we don't. So how exactly do we know that's true? Because again, the entire 500 people thing,
how that's do we know only in
listen, Sapphire. The 500 people thing, that's only in Paul. Only Paul says that. No one else says that. So how do we know that's true? Huh?
Can you prove it wrong?
What do you mean prove it wrong? You can't prove it negative.
How do we know it's not true? You got to tell me how you know it's not true.
No, you have to prove to me that it is true because you're the one making the claim.
Down.
Just because Paul wrote it down doesn't mean that it's true.
But how do you know it's not true?
We have no evidence of it.
Paul wrote it down. He saw it. Oh, there's at least.
That's not evidence.
If I wrote something and I said, okay, there's at least 500 people who came.
You could be lying.
And I could be lying, but how do you know I'm lying? How do you know?
Because the way we will know you're lying is that we will search for evidence of what you say is true, and if we don't find it.
So what is the criteria of the evidence that we need to find?
Outside sources. Exactly. It's like what I said. We don't just need Paul saying those 500 witnesses. We need to find someone who actually wrote it down in their memoirs or some sort of outside source that says that after this person died, I saw him 2 days later and I shook his hand. Something outside the Bible. We don't have that.
Okay, so we have, so when Jesus feeds the 5,000, there's 5,000 people there, right? We're talking about an event, right? Jesus was
and none of them wrote it down. None of them wrote it down.
Correct. Okay, so Jesus was the event that we can refer to in this moment. There came to listen to Jesus preach and teach. Jesus was the event. If anybody anywhere else talks about Jesus preaching or talking to a group of people or a crowd of people, then that makes sense. Yes, you're gonna need at least one other person. So I'm sure the Bible talks about the crowds of people that were there. Do I really need to get into, does it really matter? No. Jesus is the event. Jesus is the thing that matters.
Okay. I don't think you understand exactly what I'm saying. Jesus talking to people is not extraordinary, right? Because I talk to people all the time. Jesus even talking to 5,000 people at one time is not extraordinary. I've done that, right? I've spoken to in front of a graduating. Hold on. Sure. I've talked to in front of a graduating class. That's not extraordinary. Jesus talking to people is not extraordinary. What's in doubt is that he fed those 5,000 people with 2 loaves of bread and 7 fish. That's the part that we cannot verify. We will need something outside of the story saying so for us to verify that.
So you're saying because there's no outside sources, you can't believe it?
Correct. You should never believe something without multiple sources.
Do you always do that? Do you do that
for everything?
Every single thing?
Everything. Yeah, you do that for everything.
Literally, I'm asking you. Do you do that with everything? Do you make sure,
so do you.
Since you said that, now I need somebody else what are you married?
Yeah.
Do you ask your wife, I need another source to tell me that's true?
You realize that we have people who are there.
No, you don't. You don't do that.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. There were people who were there. You're talking about a one-to-one personal thing.
Yeah.
If I told you, because you know it's crazy because you see how I just said yeah to you that I'm married. How do you know I'm not lying to you?
I believe you.
Why? How do you know I'm not lying to you?
Because I asked you.
Okay, if I told you I have $10 million in the Bahamas, are you gonna believe it?
I see what you're saying. You're gonna need extra proof. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. So we don't have that for the Bible.
Yes, we do. We have Josephus.
Josephus said that Jesus existed. I'm not. Josephus said no, I'm not. Josephus said Jesus existed. I don't doubt that. Tacitus said Jesus existed. I don't doubt that. I don't doubt Jesus was a real person. I doubt the supernatural stuff because we can't verify that.
Do you understand that Josephus also said that Jesus did miracles?
That's Christian interpolation, and we know it is.
Josephus was not a Christian.
I know he wasn't, but when we talk about Christian interpolation, we're talking about later sources that took Josephus sources and put their own things into it. That's what Christian interpolation is.
I could do a miracle right here in front of you, and you still probably wouldn't believe.
If you can do one, go ahead and do one. Go ahead. Can you make this? Can you make this cup fill with water?
See, that's that disbelief, bro.
I mean, can you do it or not?
I can't. God can.
All right, cool. Go on, tell him to do it.
I can't tell. You think I can tell God to fill a cup?
Yeah, sure. Because what then the prophet?
Remember, you said
then the prophet Balaam have God shoot down fire from the heavens to show the prophets of Baal that he was a real one.
Didn't Jesus say that those who look for signs is a perverse generation? Didn't he say that?
Those who look for signs are what?
It's a perverse generation that looks for signs.
Okay. So the prophet Balaam was perverse?
The prophet Balaam was not. The people who were against him were.
Right. So the prophet Balaam was able to show a sign to people. How come you can show those signs now?
I've been shown the sign.
Okay, cool.
And show me. You need evidence. So there's a reason why you call it faith. There's a reason why you call it faith.
Did you hear my question?
What was your question?
Go ahead and show me the sign.
No, I'm not going to.
All right, cool. All right, guys. I appreciate everybody being up here. You guys are wonderful. Let's go ahead and keep liking the live and keep sharing. Like I said, I'm going to be on for 1 more hour. I'm going to get out of here pretty soon. Evolving Seeds, I appreciate you being up here. But I'm only taking opposition for now. We're gonna go ahead and finish off with these last 3, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here because I got stuff to do. Okay, these last two, because one person dropped out anyway. All right, Lonely, how's it going, Lonely? Are you at least 18, and can you give me a good reason to believe in a God?
Okay, good afternoon or good morning from where you are. Well, I'm more than 18. I'm 30, by the way. So I'm a Christian, and I want to give you. I heard the last person talking, and though I'm not really satisfied with what she said. I don't know where you're getting. You're understanding my English. So I'm Nigerian. Understand?
All good.
You're understanding my English.
Igbo, Yoruba, Iwe, Fulani.
Are you understanding my English? The English I'm speaking. Are you understanding it?
Yeah, I'm understanding your English. I was just asking if you were Igbo, Yoruba, Fulani, Iwe.
I'm Igbo.
Igbo. Okay, cool. Yeah, so am I. You see, not yeah. So I know I descended from Igbos. That's what I mean. I descended from Igbos. But yeah, go ahead.
Wonderful. Okay, this is it. Now, this is my proof to you why you should believe in God. But before I will have to prove, I want to just ask a question. You are an atheist. You don't believe in God, right?
That's correct.
Okay. What were you before you started believing before you stopped believing in God? Were you a Christian?
Yeah, I was Christian.
So let us stand on that. Now, I'm a Christian. You understand? I was born in a Christian family. I grew up in a Christian family, and believing in God is not all about rules or laws guiding you. You see, I believe that you're a good person. I know that you are a good person, and to you, you are good. Understand? You are righteous. You know what is right and what is wrong. But sometimes in our life, we do not know. We don't always know the fullness of righteousness. We don't always know what is truly right or what is truly wrong. Or sometimes we do mistakes because we are not aware of what we are of our actions. Now, also sometimes we tend to believe in things of which.
Lonely. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got to pause you real quick. We're gonna have to get to the point here of if you give me a good reason to believe in your God. What do you think that good reason is?
my own good. Okay, let me first of all share my testimony because I don't know. It will take long. But
No testimonies. Just the reason. just give it a reason. Because I'm all testimonied out, bro. I've heard testimonies for years and years. I have testimony, but go ahead and just give me the reason. Not to say that I don't care that you haven't been through things in your life. I'm glad that you're still here with us and that you are living a better life now. If you have been through some horrible things, I get it. You know, my peoples are from Haiti. There's horrible things that happen over there. They live through them, et cetera, et cetera. We're all glad that you're still here with us and you're living a better life now. We're all happy. But get to the good reason part. We want to hear that part.
You see, one of the good reasons, like what I was saying now, let me start from that point. What I was saying now is that for you to me, I believe that there is someone more righteous that knows the right, that knows what's right for everyone. That's what I believe. And that person is who I stick my faith on. That person is who I put my belief on. Because I know that my own ways, even
Gotcha. Let's start there. Cool. Let's start there. All right. So you said that there is one person that knows better than everybody else. And you think that person is the God of the Bible, essentially. Here's the thing. The God of the Bible also gave rules for slavery and also gave rules for genocide, things that we know today are horrible. If this God knew better than everybody else, why give those rules?
No, I'm not keeping those rules. Understand? I'm not keeping those rules. My faith is in Jesus Christ, and I follow the rules of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ never kept any slave as a man because he came in person of a man to show us a way to live. Understand? That's why he came as a man on earth to show us.
Right. But Jesus didn't say anything about slavery, and so I'm assuming that you took the interpretation that Jesus is God, right? They're the same.
Yes, I take the interpretation that Jesus is God.
Okay, so if Jesus is God and they're the same, then that means that the Old Testament verses about slavery was Jesus saying it as well. So if Jesus is God, then he was also giving the orders to enslave towns, to commit genocide, things like that. So that would then say that if he knew better, why give those orders or those rules? Or how come he didn't come down to the flesh? He was like, okay, guys, I'm chill now. I went to therapy or some shit, and we don't have to enslave people anymore.
No, you see, when Jesus came as a man, he just came to show us the kind of life we should live as a man. No, God has his own ways of doing things as a God. Understand? When Jesus came, he never said anybody should have slave. Understand? Only what he said was that if you find yourself even having slaves, understand, you should treat them well, understand, and or make them free. That was what I think Jesus Christ said. But as a God, understand, as a God, I believe those are just rules that he just gave to the people, maybe because of circumstances or things that they find themselves, understand, or ways they find themselves, or in the era they find themselves. So I always believe that is what's happening. But actually, God was actually looking at the heart of every man. Understand? He's not looking at those laws are not valid to him. Those laws are not valid to him. What is valid is the heart or your heart. Your what is in your heart. That is what God looks more of, not the laws you follow. But
okay, cool. I understand. I got you right. I'm still having an issue though. If God knows better than everybody else, why in the Old Testament were all these horrific laws going on? Like, what would be the point of that? Because if he knows better than us, why would he give those horrific orders and laws and do these things that we when we look and read it, it seems pretty terrible. What would be the point of that?
I don't know. I don't have any answer to that question. You see, God is God. God is God, and whatever he does, he knows he has a reason for doing it. He's the only one that sees beyond time. He's the only one that knows what is good and what is bad. So I can't judge him for whatever he does. Understand? But he can judge us because he knows our future, he knows our actions, he knows everything about us, he knows the end result of everything. So he's the only one that has the right to judge us. But we cannot judge him because he knows the end. Whenever we see him doing bad things,
so that seems right. That seems kind of might makes right. That seems that we can't question like if we can't question whatever God does, that kind of makes God a tyrant, doesn't it?
You just say blessed are those that believe without blessed are those
without
that
sin.
believe
Without sin, yeah.
Without sin. So
right. I get that part, but if we can't question anything that God does, that kind of make God a tyrant, because like of course there are like awful things that we see that God does, but we're saying that we can't question it. Then
that, but you see, I understand that yes, those things are all awful, they're very bad. Those things are very, very awful. But the thing is this: when he sent his son Jesus Christ to come as a man, you should now understand that Jesus Christ came to personalize God as a man. If God was to be a man, so the life of Jesus Christ would have shown what God truly loved to be. Understand what God truly loved man to be, because he said,
gotcha. Okay, so let me ask you this question. Why couldn't well, number one, I would say how come God wouldn't just send him in the Old Testament, but let's not worry about that part. Let's do this. Why would God need a blood sacrifice to forgive us? Why would that be necessary? Because if God is all powerful and everything like that, and he knows everything, and he knows better than us, it seems that killing his son, which is himself, for a loophole for the rules he created himself, seems like a waste of time. Why not just forgive us?
To me, the way I will answer that question, let me answer it in my own personal way. You see, there were rules that was given, understand, in the according to the Israelites, understand, that whenever you commit one sin or the other, you shall be put to death, and there are causes that flows you when you commit sin. Now, these are rules that have been put down, understand, by God Himself. Now, for God to break those rules, for God to free us from those rules, from those judgments, understand, they have to be a way. He has to make a way from freeing us. That is why I believe that Jesus Christ was there Jesus Christ came, because Jesus Christ came for the purpose of showing us the way of life which God wants us to live, and secondly is for the purpose of taking us out of the law, freeing us out of the law that judges us when we do evil. Understand? So that is the second rule, and the third one. The third one is actually for. The third one is actually for God to like take like teach us how to do good without being under any law or any commandments. That's what I believe.
Okay, but here's the thing though. There were people outside of the Levant area who were already like living their lives that did not know that Yahweh was even a thing, right? So obviously we didn't need that to live our lives well.
I'm not saying that you need God to be righteous. No, that's not what I'm saying. I know that everybody can be good, depending on the kind of person you are, depending on the kind of circumstances you find yourself. You can be good, but you cannot be all righteous. Understand? No matter how hard you try, there will be some places whereby your emotions may kick in, or one thing or other.
I don't think anybody's gonna be righteous, right? No, I got you. I don't think anybody's gonna be all righteous, right? But
one person is all righteous, which knows how to make you righteous. It is only
okay. So what I'm saying is that we keep saying this is the only way to be all righteous, but we've seen that people have used this Bible to not only not be all righteous, but to be dishonorable. And people who don't believe in the Bible, people who don't have the Bible, who are very, very righteous, right? So the Bible's not necessary for that. But the thing I would say is that, what I would say is that if God is all powerful, why set up these redundant and ridiculous rules in order for humans to be with Him? And why sacrifice or need a blood sacrifice? He's all powerful. Why not just believe? Why not just forgive us without any blood sacrifices? Why put the sacrifice there as a rule in the first place? Why is that needed? That's what I'm saying. Like it doesn't seem like it seems like this entire system is convoluted and not really needed, because first you have to sacrifice animals, and then for us to not have to sacrifice animals anymore, he had a a 33-year-old virgin, which was his son, which was himself, die on the cross? It's convoluted. Why not just forgive us?
Yeah, it's easy as that. But then I cannot question. For now, I cannot answer that question. I can't really answer that question. But I say, well, what I wanted to put out is this. You see the last person that came here, she was just trying to prove the Bible is true, and it's actually happened. I'm not here to prove whether the Bible is true or it actually happened. What I'm here to prove is that, to me personally, if I tell you my testimony, you discover that I actually had encounter with the Holy Spirit. And you see, this Holy Spirit is something that teaches you the Bible, that proves to you. Because
all right, we're gonna go ahead and move on. Ansu, you're gonna be my last guest for tonight. I do apologize I didn't get to everybody, but I'm only on for an hour tonight because I got some things I gotta do around the house. I gotta help wifey out, and I apologize. I'm not gonna go ahead and get anybody else up. All right, but I will be on tomorrow. Okay, guys, I will be on tomorrow, and tomorrow I'll have the call-in line. So everybody who's crashing out in my YouTube comments, you'll be able to call me tomorrow. Okay. Ansu, how's it going, Ansu? Are you at least 18? And can you give me a good reason to believe in a God?
Yeah, I'm 18 plus. I'm more than 18 anyway. Yeah, and for me, the reason I believe that there is God, I don't even believe. I know God, there is God. It's because I know that something cannot come from nothing.
Okay, so we all agree that something can't come from nothing, but that doesn't necessarily mean that a God created it, right?
Yeah, but if we both agree something can come from nothing, and the universe has a starting point, has a beginning, there has to be a necessary existence.
Not necessarily. Right? No, not necessarily. No, not necessarily. Oh, yeah. Give me a second. Okay. I'm gonna leave soon. That's the only reason why Ansu's gonna be the last one, because I'm about to leave right after Ansu. All right, but yeah, no, not necessarily. Things doesn't necessarily have to be a necessary existence, because that what even is that? You know what I'm saying? But the second thing is that when it comes to how the universe came into being, right? It could just be natural processes that we don't yet understand. It doesn't necessarily have to be something supernatural or something with a will or creative force that willed the universe into existence. It doesn't have to be that.
Yeah, but if you don't understand that there is not a necessary existence to bring that universe into existence, because we and I both know that the universe cannot create itself. Like we just agreed on that something cannot come from nothing. So
right. We agreed something can come from nothing, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it had to be some sort of deliberate force that created everything. Doesn't need to be that.
But the reason when you use your common sense and you use your reason, you will know that how the universe is finely tuned, everything intact. You know,
what does that mean? When you say finely tuned, what do you mean?
Yeah, I mean everything is in place. The universe, the sun, the moon, the stars, everything is going, you understand, smoothly, and you cannot just tell me
things are not going smoothly. The universe is actually pretty chaotic. The only reason we don't notice is because of the distance, but the universe is actually pretty chaotic.
Yeah, but why is there order then instead of chaos?
There is chaos.
But are they not in orders?
What do you mean by order?
I mean, the universe runs on precise mathematical laws, right?
No.
For example, gravity, constant of physics.
Yeah, like those are things that we see in our universe, right? But these constants can always change. That doesn't mean they're only set for our universe. If you change a lot of these constants, you can still get a stable universe.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. For then, why do you think a blind forces obey elegant laws instead of randomness and all those things?
I mean, a lot of it is random, but that's just really what physics does. Like, are you trying to ask why does physics do what it do? We don't know. But you're saying that it's because of a God, and you can't. Hold on. You're saying that the reason why, the reason why chemistry does what it does is because of physics, and the reason why physics does what it does is because of quantum mechanics. you're asking why does quantum mechanics does the things that it does? We don't know. But if just because we don't know that answer doesn't mean that necessarily there's a God that made it. You would have to show that first, and there's no way to do that.
Yeah, because the reason I say that, for example, today the microphone you are using, if I come and tell you that this microphone that you are using, a donkey or a 2-year-old, child created this, made this microphone.
Right. Sorry. So I don't think you understand my point. We know that these things are not naturally here, right? Like this phone that you see me on, this microphone, they're designed. They had to be made by something, but we can't do that with the universe because wait,
you know that.
Let me just finish this. I get what you're coming from. But the thing is, you're comparing these to what we see in the universe. And the thing is, the reason why you can't do that is not a one-to-one comparison, because this is the only universe we have to explore. You don't have any other universe to explore to see that this one is a natural one and this one is a design one. The only reason we know things are designed is because we have something to compare it to, right? Like roses, like a silk rose, right?
I was just trying to use a logic and common sense, because the universe is way more complex than the things we are seeing here that we created by ourselves. That
right, answer. I know what you were getting at, but what I'm saying is the reason why that's not a comparison is because you cannot compare the universe to anything else. The universe is because we only have one universe to explore, right? Have you ever been to another universe and said that that's a naturally made universe? What are you comparing it to?
Yeah, but the thing is, the argument you're trying to make, that's a natural thing. Since we have both agree that something cannot create itself, and
right, nothing doesn't exist. We both agree with that. Nothing does not exist. The universe had to exist in universe had to come from somewhere. We all agree with that. Like there's no such thing as nothingness. What I'm saying is that doesn't necessarily mean that a God had to make it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know the thing. Maybe you're looking for an empirical, evidence for that.
You should be too. I don't know why you're not looking for empirical evidence. No. You should be too.
No, we most of our knowledge, most of the things we know, it's based on testimonies. It's not that we have empirical evidence to know those.
No, most things we know are based on empirical evidence, bro. The reason why we know GPS exists is because of mathematics, and we shot up satellites into the sky. That's how we know GPS works. You know what I mean? So it's not just testimony; it's empirical evidence.
No, what I mean is there are so many things that we know today that it's based on testimony. Most of our 90% of knowledge, we were not witnesses of those things.
Like what?
Yeah, example for example, today, I know you know Nigeria exists based on testimony, right? Have you ever been to Nigeria?
I know Nigeria exists because I can see. I know Nigeria exists because I can read a map.
Yes, exactly. That's a testimony because of somebody tell you Nigeria exists and you believe.
That's not a testimony.
No, hold on. How would you exactly know that Nigeria exists?
Because there are treaties. Hold on. Ansu. The reason why I know Nigeria exists is because there are governmental treaties between Nigeria and other countries. Not only that, there are people who are from there. This is not a testimony. We know that through linguistics. Let me finish. We know that through linguistics, through archaeology, that there have been people who have been living here for thousands and thousands of years. Yeah, I mean, and we know that they wrote their histories down as well. Sabidi is a language. Yoruba is a language. We know these things exist because of that. These are not testimony.
No. Okay. Okay, there is something called epistemology. It's a form of knowledge. You can know things through, but for example, scientists can tell you things. They can tell you so many informations without you being verifying it. And you will come to know that, look, what this scientist tells me, or what my dad tells me regarding history about certain things, these are absolutely 100% true. You understand? Because maybe it's a testimony by so many people, various people, tells you, in fact, for example, the Nigeria example I'm giving to you, you heard people talking about Nigeria, or someone, you met someone tells you, I came from Nigeria, or you watch a TV and you've seen it on the TV that this place is Nigeria. Because of those testimony, those informations you have there, then you came to know for fact true testimony, 100% certainty that Nigeria exists, but you yourself never have empirical evidence that you've been there for yourself to see Nigeria exists. That's what I was trying to. I'm trying to
Ansu,
make.
but the thing, Ansu, I don't have to go to Nigeria to know that Nigeria exists, because number one, people are from there,
exactly.
and number
I don't
two,
have to see God.
Ansu, exactly. Let me finish, bro. Let me finish real quick.
Okay.
The reason why I know Nigeria exists is because number one, there are people who are from there. People just don't exist and are not from anywhere, right? Ansu, people don't just exist and are not from anywhere. They have to be from somewhere. That's number one. Number two, we have.
Agree with you.
I'm gonna put you on mute. Number two, we have archaeological evidence of people living in that area. Number three, we have language convention. Nigeria comes from the Niger River, right? And the borders of Nigeria are along the Niger River. So the Niger River is something that exists. We can verify the Niger River through satellite imaging. Number four, we have historical texts, not just from the Europeans, but from the people of Nigeria themselves. We have their historical texts. There are multiple pieces of evidence. Someone just doesn't come up to me out the street and say, hey, I'm from Haba Haba land. And then three more people say, I'm from Haba Haba land. And therefore, through that testimony, I know that Haba Haba land exists. If I go online and I see no treaties for Haba Haba land, I see no maps for Haba Haba land, I see no archaeological evidence of Haba Haba land, I see no other people that can give their language or their culture from Haba Haba land, obviously Haba Haba land doesn't exist. I know Nigeria exists because there are multiple sources of evidence for it, not just testimony. You can go ahead and unmute now.
Okay. Anyway, that's just what I was going to tell. But now let me give you another evidence for the existence of ghosts. There is Oxford University. They have made a 3 years international research project by 2 academics, I think. They find out that all human beings have a natural tendency to believe that God exists. It's Oxford University makes these studies. I think it's around 7-8 years ago. So what do you say to that one?
Yeah, humans have a predisposition to believe in the supernatural. That doesn't mean the supernatural is real.
No, but this one, it's they said all human beings.
Yeah, all human beings. Right, we're born with a predisposition. I got you. We're all born with a predisposition to believe in something supernatural because we're agency detectors. Humans see patterns and agency in everything, but that doesn't mean that there actually are patterns and agency in everything. For example, excuse me, sorry about that. There are people who think like the wind and rain is something deliberate, right? But they're not. There's no evidence that the wind is conscious. There's no evidence of that. But like people in our ancient times used to believe that, right? Yeah. It's only because we have a predisposition. Right. We just have a predisposition to believe the supernatural. It doesn't mean the supernatural actually exists.
Yeah, I understand. I'm just giving all this information because these are things that every single human beings are born to believe in. Those things, basically, that clearly tells you it's part of our innate system to recognize that there has to be a divine entity. And even Dr. Olivier Petrovic, he wrote a book that believing in God is not taught, but it comes naturally. He made a study on children from I think in Japanese people whose parents they don't even believe in God. Actually, they are atheists, and he made a research on this Japanese student to see how human beings are, how will it turn out to be. And he's even an atheist himself, and he wrote a book that he said believing in God is not taught, but it comes naturally. People are born naturally to believe.
Right.
But like I said,
Ansu, just like I said, we are born with the predisposition to view agency in things that do not have agency. We are born with that predisposition. That doesn't mean the supernatural is real.
Yes. Okay. So this my last argument will be, for example, Prophet Muhammad is one of the evidence that anyway, by the way, is one of the evidence that I believe, because you and I both know that, for example, nobody knows the future, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And Prophet Muhammad came and he said so many things in the future that these things will take place. These things will happen.
Like what?
Yeah.
Like what?
Okay, like for example, he said there will come a time in the Arabian Peninsula. You understand? He said there will come a time the land of the Arabia will revert back to meadows and rivers. Will revert back. Now we came to know that there was a time 5,000 years ago that the Arabian Peninsula, there was a time there was a river there, and according to the archaeologists, when they find out that the elephants and hippos used to be in the Arabian Peninsula. Now that the Arabian Peninsula is reverting back, now we have in rivers, and when you check the greenery of NASA, the greenery of Arabia is turning back being a green land. You understand? So, and Prophet Muhammad said these things they're gonna occur. I can give you hundreds of prophecies. What he says, these things will occur, and exactly.
So when it comes to Arabia, is because they're putting in projects to basically desalinate their water and put it into the interior of Arabia. That doesn't mean that Arabia itself is magically turning and everything like that. All right, I appreciate you, Hans. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I appreciate y'all being here. Yeah, they're forcing it green. It's not turning green naturally. They're forcing it to be green. But I appreciate y'all being here. All right, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. You guys are wonderful. I shout out to everybody who's watching me here. We did get to 12K likes. I've only been on for an hour. Hey, I appreciate that I got you guys. I really, really do. I've only been on for about an hour, and we're already at 12K likes. That's wonderful. I appreciate y'all. I do apologize I couldn't get to everybody because I have things I got to do in the house. I got things I got to do, so I got to get out of here. Shout out to everybody who's watching me over on the YouTube. Hey, y'all, I'm going to have a call-in line tomorrow. Sorry that I didn't have it tonight, but tomorrow I will have a call-in line, and all you guys who are crashing out on my call on the YouTube, you can watch me tomorrow and in the call-in line. All right, but I do appreciate y'all being here. Shout out to TrustbutVerify. Shout out to Twitter. You guys are wonderful. Y'all have a good night. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Always remember, every man should be soft. Every man should be secure, affectionate, wise, flexible, and trustworthy. Be soft, y'all. Appreciate it. Love y'all.
Pregnancy.
Well, the women might get pregnant, and I'm not ready to have a baby now, but I know that
why don't you just get sterilized then?